It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. In the P&L, we got our sales. A couple different types of ways to look at it is when I'm thinking about operations and decision making, I like to look at my accrual sales. How much did I actually invoice, not necessarily how much did I deposit. This is not when I'm thinking about taxes. This is when I'm thinking about decision making stuff. And now we got these decisions to make. 5 types of decisions, y'all. Top down, here's how we do this. The first decision you make, that's kind of 2 fingers I'm holding up on the video. Let's just go with my thumb. First decision you make is what we call cost of goods sold. That is like direct cost to execute the work. So that's your labor, supplies and materials, fuel to get out there. I even put merchant processing fees in there because gosh darn it, part of doing a job is getting paid for it. And if that's going to cost me money, I'm going to put that in there. The way I look at cost of goods sold is anything where I can point to Mrs. Jones's job and say, like, to go do that specific job, it cost us this. It's all those direct costs to go execute that thing. As a business owner, I think it's important that you look at that. Even if you're in the field, you should be taking a paycheck. And I talk about that a lot, being taxes and S-Corp, taking a paycheck. If you're out in the field, your paycheck goes to cost of goods sold. As you scale a business, cost of goods sold is money that's never yours. It's always, if you go book $1,000 job, about $500 of it, depending on the industry, is gone the minute you book that job.
That's the quote for the whole show. Just
done.
Cost is just money that's never yours.
Money that's never yours. It's not. It's paid to somebody else. All of it, the minute you book a job, all that money's already dictated to go to somebody else. Now, therefore, the money you have left, and this isn't a decision, this is just like how to read a P&L. The money that you have left is gross margin. Gross margin is what you get to reinvest in the company. I tell people this is what you get to keep. It doesn't mean like you keep it and you go to the casino and blow it. It means you get to keep it to invest somewhere. And you could invest in Amazon stock, or you could invest in Bitcoin, or you could invest in a boat, or you could invest in going down to go hunt with Chad. But generally, yeah, Chad, I'm coming. We're going to go kill some pigs. Or whatever. We kill everything. Not everything, just the stuff we want to eat.
Just the legal stuff at the time we're allowed.
Stuff. Yeah, I don't want people to get the wrong idea. I'm just like, we're not just killing everything. But now you've got all these investments to make. And in general, as a business owner, it's super common. We reinvest in our business. It's like our own personal stock market. We just get to control the outcome a little bit better than investing in somebody else's company. So we invest in our own. And there's 4 investments that we make, 4 different types of investment decisions. And they tend to happen in this order. The first one that we make is in client acquisition. We call it marketing or advertising or promotion. And it's all geared towards getting more leads in the door. It's our ad spend. It's the person. It's collaborate pros. Dave Chad, I know this is super boring stuff. That's why I'm trying to make it quick. So we've got decision number 1. It's our marketing. It's our ad spend. It's getting leads in the door. Software like Sotellus to get Google reviews falls under that. As we get more leads and we get more clients, we now have more follow-ups to do, more clients to work with, more customer service. We start needing decision number 2, which is people infrastructure. We might need an administrative resource, Angela. We might need somebody to help us run the back office. We might need a bookkeeper, for gosh sakes. Administrative overhead is the labor that's not out in the field. It's all the people running the business, providing you data. That bucket is actually probably like the hardest one to manage as you scale a business. It's harder to make sure administrative people are doing a good job. It's pretty easy to tell if the people in the field are doing a good job. You know how long it should take them to do the thing. It's harder to tell administratively. As we get more of those admin people, and there's different percentages for each of these buckets. You can go out to my website and download a bunch of different target budget sheets. Chad, we should make one for chimneys, actually. We haven't done that yet. But there's a bunch of different target budget sheets out there so you can see how much to spend on each of these types of decisions. So after admin overhead, that's like investment number 2 is some people to help you run the thing. Investment number 3 is just fixed infrastructure, overhead, rent, utilities, liability insurance, software like CRM and operating software, dues and subscriptions, basically anything that's like the same bill month to 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 month. I think you get the idea. It's locked in. It's fixed because if you do twice as much revenue next month, your internet bill is still the same. If you do half as much revenue next month, your internet bill is still the same. And so is your liability insurance bill. So fixed overhead is all of those like proactive things you signed up for. They're proactive decisions. You're like looking out into the future, like when is the right time to rent that location? When is the right time to go get a bigger, more badass CRM or a bigger, more badass phone system or whatever the case is? But they're like longer term investments that take longer to pay off. The last decision you make, this is investment number 4, decision number 5, investment number 4, is in variable overhead. And it's variable because it changes all the time. It's a new decision every time. Repairs and maintenance. When something breaks, can you fix it with duct tape? Can you wrench on it and fix it? Or do you got to take it into the shop and pay somebody $1,000 to fix it? Recruiting falls in here. When you need more employees, can you farm out your existing employees to find more new employees? Do you recruit on Indeed and spend a bunch of money? Can you go on Facebook and maybe like make a couple posts and find some people? You have a ton of different options, and every time you need an employee, those options come back up again and you can decide again what you want to do. Angela's been traveling all over the damn globe lately. Every time she travels, she has to decide, is she flying first class or way in the back and coached by me? Is she going to get a beer on the plane, which if she's sitting next to me, it's going to be a Busch Light. She's got to decide, is she going to rent a car or take an Uber? She has to decide, is she going to stay in a nice hotel or a cheap hotel? Is she going to go out and get a steak or is she going to eat a burger? So every time there's a new decision to be made. So it's variable. It goes up and down. It tends to be that when you're busier, when the business is busier, your variable costs are higher, and you can like be really frugal and throttle it down when the business gets slower. So it's a nice lever to know you have that decision to like be really frugal. So those are the 4 different investments. Hey, what's up, business nerd? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned a heck of a lot watching that episode. Do me a favor, subscribe right down here. And if you really like what you saw, you got more goods right here. Check out this one or check out this one and do this. Go subscribe. Appreciate you. Work smarter, work harder, go earn yourself some pride. Catch you on the next one.